The wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth comes again. In one age, an age yet to come, an age long past, a wind rose in the mountains of mist. The wind was not the beginning. There are neither beginnings nor endings to the turning of the wheel of time. But it was a beginning.
Made-up creatures from my stories. Is that what they are?
All the stories are real.
So it seems, lad. So it seems.
We want no Aes Sedai troubles. Send her away. Drive her out. You brought them. You brought those monsters.
Aes Sedai are tricksome, and they don't lie. But the truth an Aes Sedai tells you is not always the truth you think it is.
What have you meshed Egwene and the boys in? What filthy Aes Sedai plots are you planning to use them in?
Did you think they wore signs? Aes Sedai painted across their backs, and maybe danger, stay away?
Unlike most women who claim to listen to the wind, you have managed a crude control over the power.
It can't be taught. Some can do it, some can't. My father is Tamal Thor, a shepherd and farmer, as I am. Shepherd from the Two Rivers, with a heron-marked sword.
No eye can see the pattern until it is woven. The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
Who am I? I will hate the man you choose because he is not me, and love him if he makes you smile. The Dark One stirs in Sheol Ghul, and the future is balanced on the point of a pin.
I will keep hope until I know it is gone.
Baal Zaman will give rewards beyond mortal dreaming for the one who brings you to Sheol Ghul. What difference if you serve the great Lord of the Dark alive or dead?
I refuse to believe the Dark One can win so easily.
The fact that the price must be paid is proof that it is worth paying. Death is lighter than a feather, beauty heavier than a mountain. I am tired of running. I will run no more.
You know how much is at stake. I must have those young men.
I will never serve you, father of lies. In 1,000 lives I never have.
You will destroy yourself. You cannot wield it so. Not yet. Not until I teach you. The light blinds you, Baal Zaman. This has to end.
The prophecies will be fulfilled. The dragon is reborn.
Wow, I absolutely loved this trailer. I got goosebumps just by watching it, and I've watched it dozens of times already. I'd like to thank Gallifrey and Trailers for both making this cool trailer and for allowing me to use it in my video. Don't forget to check out that channel. There's another cool Wheel of Time trailer there. I'll post the link to that channel in the description below. Do you miss series like The Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, The Witcher, etc. and wish there was another high fantasy around to watch? Don't worry, this series is everything you've wished for. In this video, I'll explain its plot, how I came across this series, and what are my thoughts on it. And I'll explain it without revealing any spoilers. So stay tuned for that. Hello everyone! Welcome to Ultimate Book Maniacs, your one-stop for book and TV series reviews. I was about to post an Everything You Need to Know video, and I even recorded some of it before I had to take a break. When I started working on it again, I realized there was too much information to put in just one video. So I decided to post a series of Wheel of Time videos like the episode title discussion, the prophecies, the characters and their journeys, filming updates, and a lot of other videos. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon if you don't wanna miss any of my upcoming Wheel of Time videos. If I have to describe this series in one sentence, I would say the Dragon Reborn fights the Dark One. I know it's oversimplifying things because the actual series is much more complicated than that. So let's come to the plot of the series. Somewhere around 3000 years from the current storyline, Lewis Theron Telamon, aka the Dragon, fought the armies of the Shadow to seal the Dark One back in his prison. Before being locked away, the Dark One's counterstroke tainted Sidene, that is, the male half of the One Power. The taint made Lewis Theron and all the male channelers go insane, and they wreaked havoc on the world. By the way, if you don't understand certain terms, like the One Power, the Pattern, Aes Sedai, the Forsaken, etc., don't worry. I'll explain all of these terms in the next part of this video. Anyway, so Lewis Theron went insane and killed everyone he ever loved, his family, his friends, etc. One of the Forsaken, that is, the Dark One's chosen warriors, returned his sanity long enough to make him realize what he has done. In his grief, he drew the One Power and blew himself up, forming a mountain where he stood. That mountain was called the Dragon Mount. So all of this happened only in the prologue, and according to the prophecies, the dragon will be reborn to fight the Dark One in the last battle.
The prophecies will be fulfilled. The dragon is reborn.
This prophecy is very popular, so over the following years, many men, whether they wanted to claim power or actually believed they were the dragon reborn, came forward to raise an army. They were called the false dragons. So in this current timeline, we get to see another false dragon, Logain. Anyway, let's jump to our current timeline. In a near forgotten backwater village called Emmonsfield, we meet three young men, Rand, Perrin and Matt. On winter night, their village is attacked by the Trollocs, which are carnivorous sadistic humanoid creatures with both human and animal body parts. Up until the attack on their village, the people in the south believed that the Trollocs are just creatures from the stories.
Made up creatures from my stories. Is that what they are?
The Trollocs haven't been seen in the south since the Trolloc Wars around 2000 years ago. Only the Borderlanders in the north, who are regularly attacked by the Trollocs, know that the Trollocs are real. Anyway, it turns out the Trollocs and the Fates, aka the Murdrol, which is another creature of the Shadow who drives the Trollocs, are after Rand, Perrin and Matt.
You know how much is at stake. I must have those young men.
An Aes Sedai named Moiraine Damodred and her Borderland rescue them. An Aes Sedai is a woman who can channel the One Power. Anyway, so in order to bring them to a safe place and to figure out why the Shadow wants them and to protect other villagers, they leave Emmonsfield along with two girls, Egwene and Nynaeve, to go to Tar Valon, that is, the headquarters of the female channelers. Kind of like Hogwarts, where they live and teach the girls how to use saidar, that is, the female half of the One Power. Like I said before, it's much more complicated, and I've just scratched the surface. I can't reveal more than this without spoiling anything, so I'll discuss more of this in my episode title discussion video, where I'll discuss the spoilers. As to how I came across this series, back in 2013, right after I finished watching season 3 of Game of Thrones, I just couldn't wait till season 4 to find out what happens next. So I got the books of A Song of Ice and Fire and finished them. I loved that series. So after reading that, I wanted to read more fantasy series. So I started asking other A Song of Ice and Fire fans if they knew any other series like this. That's when I first heard about the Wheel of Time series. I was so shocked when some fans claimed that they liked it even more than the Game of Thrones books, because at that time, it was hard for me to picture any other book that people could like more. There were some other suggestions too, like Mistborn, The Name of the Wind, Alana and Her Adventures, etc. But I won't talk about those books in this video. So I got The Eye of the World, that is the first Wheel of Time book, and read through the prologue. I really liked the prologue, but I was a bit confused about a few things. And just as I started the first chapter, around the time where Rand meets Egwene, something came up and I had to stop. After that, even though it was in my to-read list, I never got the chance to read it again. And later, I just forgot about it. That is, until recently, when I heard the news that the Wheel of Time series has been picked up by Amazon Studios. So this time, I decided to be prepared before entering into it. So I asked other fans to tell me a bit about it. I asked them to explain the one power, etc. before I started reading the series again. That's why I decided to explain these terms in advance, so it will be easier for you to understand the series when you will read the books or watch the series for the first time. I know everything will be explained later in the books, but in the beginning it can be very confusing. Anyway, by the time I finished the last book and then the prequel, there were so many awesome reveals that my whole perspective changed. So right after finishing the prequel, I immediately went back to the first book and I started rereading it. So, coming back to my review, what do I think about the series? I think you've guessed it by now. And yes, you're right. I absolutely loved it. And as I've said many times before, I have read almost 400 books, so believe me when I say this, Matrim Bloody Cotton is the best character I have ever read, or he is at least the most interesting one. He is my most favorite character of all time. And you'll be surprised to find out that in the beginning of the series, I found Matt and Nynaeve very annoying. I was totally baffled and used to wonder how can anyone like these characters. But by the time I finished the series, I was a big fan too. That's how amazing this series is. You'll get to see these characters start out as barely innocent kids, and by the time this series ends, they grow into these awesome people that you would be proud to call as your favorite characters. Maybe Matt didn't grow as well as the others, but he became awesome. The series does have some minor flaws, but when a series has such an amazing storyline and so many awesome characters, it's easier to overlook those flaws. This is the kind of series which you can read dozens of times. It has 14 books, plus a prequel called New Spring, a short story of Team Red, that is one of the Forsaken, a document revealing the events around the Age of Legends and Lews Therin trying to seal the war, and a couple more books. So by the time you finish reading the series, you either notice some new details or you begin to forget the events from the earlier books, so you have to go back and read them again. It's a never-ending cycle. So Robert Jordan was right when he said, there are no beginnings nor endings to the turning of the wheel. So how much I would rate this series? I would give it 5 out of 5. So have you heard about this series? If you haven't, what did you think about it? Are you interested in it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll post more Wheel of Time videos soon. If you like this video, please click on the like button below, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. Bye bye. See you in my next video.